On the continent of Africa lives a tree that is mighty and massive and strong. It's called the baobab or baobab tree. It's so strong that when it dies, the hull of the tree is used to collect rainwater in times of drought. The tree is so wide that if 20 people encircled its base, they couldn't hold hands. This is a story about stories and how this tree tells the story of us all. Now in this story, we're going to travel from mountain to mountain, valley to valley, river to river, and village to village. So here we go. La la la, la la la, la la la. They say in the deepest, darkest part of Africa lives the most beautiful tree in the world. This particular tree is so exceptionally beautiful that birds of every size, color, and description fly from miles around just to build their nest in its branches. The elephant, with its long, long trunk, eats only the leaves at the center portion of the tree because they say they are the most tender and the most flavorful. The giraffe, with its long, long neck, eats only the leaves at the very top of the tree because they say they are kissed by the sun and washed by the rain. Now, long, long ago, there was an old griot, a storyteller, and he traveled from miles around, telling stories to everyone he met. He traveled from mountain to mountain, valley to valley, river to river, and village to village. And he told stories to every man, woman, animal, and child that he met. And the only thing he would ask in return is that they would share one of their stories. And they did. And so as the years went by and the old man traveled the world, his back became bent from the weight of all the stories he collected. And he began to wonder, what will become of my stories once I am gone? After all, I have no sons, no daughters, no one to leave my stories to. And just then he saw a bird and he thought, that's it, friend bird, will you carry my stories from mountain to mountain, valley to valley, river to river, and village to village? But alas, the bird said, oh man, we haven't time for your stories. We have nests to build and mouths to feed. Go away with your silly stories. And with that, the old man was very saddened. So he came to rest between the cool, cool shade of the mighty baobab tree. And as he sat there pondering what to do, in the distance he saw the elephant eating his afternoon snack of the most tender, flavorful leaves. And he thought, that's it. The elephant is mighty and strong, the ruler of many nations. Surely they will take my stories for me. But as the elephant finished his afternoon snack and turned slowly towards the man, the elephant replied, why, it is true. We are mighty and strong. We are the rulers of many nations. But we must lead our people to green pastures and water during times of drought. And with that, the elephant turned and slowly walked away. Well, as the old man sat there, he was even more dismayed. Yet there were people passing by, and he thought just surely one of them would take his stories. And as the people walked by, they said, oh man, we haven't time for your stories. We have things to do and places to go and other people to meet. Go away with your foolishness. And so the old man just sat there. And as he sat, he thought that he would just tell his stories to the wind. And if one person would just take his stories, then his job would be done. So he sat there and he began to tell his stories. He told stories about everything he knew, about the past, the present, and the future. He told stories about war and peace, about good times and bad times, about feast and famine, about wise kings and queens and unjust rulers. He told everything he knew. And as the stories from his mouth began to go up into the air, they went up into that tree. And that tree began to grow broader and stronger and branched out to the four corners of the earth. And when he told his last story and said his last words, he closed his eyes and was at peace. Now they say, if you should just so happen to visit the continent of Africa, and if you should just so happen to find that mighty baobab tree, and you stand there beneath its broad, strong branches in the cool, cool breeze, and the wind begins to blow, those stories will fall down on you like the soft, gentle rain. And you can take them wherever you may go as you travel from mountain to mountain, valley to valley, river to river, and village to village.